Hello students, in today's lecture we want to talk about zoocriticism. See, today we must also think about how literature plays an important role to create a kind of awareness about the rights of animals on this planet Earth. When we talk about human rights, we must also talk about the rights of animals. Why? Because they have an equal share on this planet Earth, and this is precisely what zoo criticism discusses. So the question is what this zoo criticism is. See, zoo criticism is a branch of eco-criticism which talks about the relationship between the humans and the environment. And zoo criticism studies how animals are represented in literature, in art, in poetry, in novels. Because animals are sharing an equal portion on this planet Earth, that is the reason why we must also think about the rights of animals on this planet. Criticism talks about how animals are presented in our literature, in our novels, in our poems, and all. It also talks about whether we have presented animals in our literature as symbols only, and it also talks about whether we have presented them as real beings on this earth. In literature, we have some writers who have presented animals as human beings. Say, for example, in Animal Farm, George Orwell has presented pigs as leaders, as political leaders of our society. In the same manner, when we read Jack London's White Fang, there also, nature and animals have been represented with a soft heart by the writer. But we must also remember that only representation of animals in literature is not enough. The authors must also create a kind of sensibility among the people, among the human beings, the sensibility for the animals, for the birds and all. That is primarily the role of the writer in today's times, and that is what true criticism is all about. In today's times, some books and poems make us think about how we treat animals in real life. For example, Anna Sewell's Black Beauty, which was published in 1877, it tells the story of a horse and how humans treat it good or bad. This novel helped people understand that animals have feelings and they deserve kindness. And in the same manner, when we read J.M. Coetzee The Lives of Animals, which was published in 1999, raises deep ethical and moral questions about eating animals and using them for experiments in the laboratory. These works do not just describe animals, they make us think about the rights and our responsibilities. All in all, we can say that zoo criticism is not simply about storytelling, but it is something more than that. It is through literature that we must discuss the rights of the animals on this planet. It is through literature that the writers create a kind of sensibility for the birds and animals. It is through literature that we can create a kind of balance, an environmental balance on this planet. I hope this video is helpful to you. Thank you for watching. Thank you. Thank you very much.